Hi guys, I'm Kate from the Cayuga Nature Center and today is World Bee Day. First, let's start with some bee basics. A bee is an insect. It's a type of animal that has three body parts: a head, a thorax, and an abdomen. They have 6 legs, antennae, and their jaws, instead of moving their jaws like we do, they have mandibles, which move the opposite direction. They also have a proboscis, which is a long curly tongue that they can suck up all the nectar from flowers. When they're sucking up the nectar, they're also pollinating the flowers. So when a bee lands on one flower and sucks up the nectar, it gets pollen on its legs and will travel to another flower and help those flowers reproduce. Bees will take that nectar and go back to their hive, and they spit it up or they regurgitate it into a honeycomb. This is where they make the honey that they eat, and they feed to their young. The hives that bees live in can be very diverse. Some live in the ground, some live in the trees, some can find crevices and rocks and build their homes. Some will travel out, get little bits of wood, and make a paper, and then that's how they create their hive or their home. Others will chew up wax and spit it out and then create their hives that way. The life cycle of a bee starts within this hive. First, an egg is laid inside of a honeycomb. That egg, once it's ready, will turn into a larva. This larva stays inside of the honeycomb, and other bees will come and feed this little baby until it's ready to transform. When it's ready to transform, a coating on the outside of the comb will be made, and then while inside it's changing, kind of like a butterfly goes through metamorphosis, the bee does as well. So inside of the honeycomb, the bee is changing from a larva or a baby into an adult bee. This is where they start growing their wings and their legs and their exoskeleton, or the skin that's on the outside that protects them. When the bee is ready, it emerges and is ready for its beautiful life. I wanted to show you guys 2 examples of different hives from bees. This was taken from the Cayuga Nature Center, and this is signs of a carpenter bee. So this was on the outside of the building, and bees will burrow in here and create tunnels. So if we look on the opposite side, you can see all of these tunnels that these carpenter bees have made. It's pretty cool. And here, we actually have a nice comb where we can see a bee sticking out of it. We can also see these white enclosures on the combs themselves. And inside, that's where the larva or the baby is being transformed. There are 20,000 different species of bees, and we're dependent as humans on every one of them. These little friendly giants are everywhere, and I encourage you to go out and try and track down some of our bumblebee friends and just watch what their behavior is. When they find a flower, which is a good place to look for bees, they'll take what they need, the nectar, and when they go back to their hive, they do a funny little thing. It's called the waggle dance. So when they get back to the hive and they want to tell all of their bee friends, hey, there's this beautiful patch of flowers, you should go there. What they'll do is do a little waggle with their butt, and that will show the direction and the length of time it takes for that bee to get there. They're wonderful navigators within that small little body. They're pretty awesome. Again, I encourage you to go out and try and track down some of these friendly little giants. Watch their behavior and what they do, and let's celebrate World Bee Day together. Thanks for joining us.